Hello, everyone. Hey, y'all. How are you doing? I hope this is working. So, welcome to the Sam Miriello Show. This is actually episode 0. So, right now, I'm just trying to figure out if this show actually works. I'm trying to test out, make sure I don't like make any mistakes. So, yeah, welcome to episode 0, and I hope you enjoy. So cool. So basically, the Sam Miriel Show is going to be interviews. I'm going to be interviewing people. Right now, I'm going to focus more on like Quebec stuff, Concordia stuff. So the people that I interview are going to be related to those two topics. And the first thing that I always ask is, how are you doing? So since I'm my own guest, I'm going to be asking myself, how are you doing? So, hey, Sam, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing really good. Um, I actually have something that I want to talk about. Before I even start the show, like, okay, so I'm so excited to start the show, but there's something that I want to say first, and it's going to be a bit of a rant. So I really want to talk about the Quebec curfew right now and how it's not working. I don't think it's working at all. I think we need to reevaluate this whole situation, and I hope Legault's listening. So here you go. So first things first. Let's just start from the beginning, okay? This curfew, so far, I think it's very much disliked across the spectrum. Like I've never seen something like it. I know that the leftists don't like it. I know that the libertarians don't like it. I know that the liberals are like making memes about this right now. I know that the conservatives do not like the fact that like, you know, there's this is like infringing on their liberties or whatever. It's not going well. And there's a lot of reasons why. So let's just start with the basics. So, first of all, the curfew is you have to go home at 8 p.m. If you are a dog walker, if you're walking a dog, you can go outside. So, if you have a nice house, your dog is getting all jittery and wants to take a walk, you can go outside and you can take that walk. If you are homeless, though, according to the Quebec government, you need to go home. So, let me repeat that. If you are homeless, you cannot be outside. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anyone? I'm not sure. I don't know if that's like that makes a lot of sense. And if you've been reading the news recently, you know that the shelters are like totally packed right now. So, going into a shelter right now, in fact, it might even be like a little counterintuitive. Like let's say you want people to socially distance because of the curfew, and then you tell homeless people to go pack themselves in shelters that are already full. It seems like it's already counterintuitive to the whole curfew situation, and then there's some other strange things. So you can order food. Your Uber driver can still go pick up food for you, and get you the food. You can't pick it up though. So anyone who can afford to get food delivered, you're allowed to eat tonight. If you forgot to buy food and you cannot afford delivery, you're going to bed hungry. Period. So okay, that's strange. Another strange thing. And then finally, I'm also reading about how essential workers are being stopped several times on their way to work. And I don't know if that really works very well. Like let's say you're a doctor and you're heading to the emergency room. There's an emergency at the hospital, and then you get stopped 3 times by the police asking you, "Oh, where are you going?" Again, it just seems counterintuitive. Like especially since we're in a medical crisis, I would like my health workers to go to their job past the curfew without any issues. So far, like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel very well thought through. Like, the alert, let's start with the alert. The alert had a spelling mistake in it. Like, there's nothing more rushed than like sending out an alert to everyone in Quebec with like a spelling mistake in it. I don't know, it just doesn't come across as like very well thought through. There were helicopters trying to track down people who were like going past the curfew. Like again, like I don't know, is that the best way to spend our money? Again, sirens were blaring in neighborhoods like past 8 p.m. So like let's say your 5 a.m. shift was the next day. Like forget about sleeping at 8. Like there were sirens blaring. Like the police wanted you to know that you could not go outside. And we don't know if they're going to continue this or if it was just one night. But so far, like, I don't know. My question is, like, was this the best thing that we could think of? Like, could we have not found like a better alternative to this situation? Uh, when we look at curfews in other countries, okay, so disclaimer, like, I actually liked curfews. Like, at first, I thought the curfew was a great idea. I saw that in France, it was like working. The reality is that it's not. Scientists do not have a strong consensus on whether curfews actually work. So that's a little worrying. And then when I checked in France where it worked, the reality was that the change was actually like super minimal and it only affected one age group. So again, like, when we know that social distancing is like the prime way of reducing the spread, wearing masks, stuff like that, why did we choose the curfew, which is like completely uncertain, Uh, so yeah, and the thing is, like, why aren't we focusing on the actual hotspots? Like, I feel like we're tiptoeing around, where we actually need to address the situation. So for example, we have schools, manufacturing, warehouses, like places where people are being packed right now. We're not really addressing it. We're just letting it happen. And I don't know, like, I understand that we don't need to, like, we don't want to hurt our businesses too much. But like, most of these corporations, most of these companies that are staying open, they are like mega corporations. So like, what? Like, do we just, like, do we just protect our businesses at the expense of the entire Quebec population? Like, I don't know, like, so far, like, if you've seen online, like, everyone is upset about this. It's very upsetting. Like, like, I think there's nothing scarier than just having the police track you down after 8 p.m. um we know that the police are very expensive. We know that helicopters are very expensive. I feel like we could be directing this money, somewhere else. But yeah, like, I don't know. I personally, I think Legault should consider throwing away this curfew policy. It's not working. Nobody likes it. I thought I liked it, but now I'm seeing that it's like kind of a mess. And also, I know that people are going to continue to protest. So I've been looking at like the libertarian spaces, the leftist spaces, and people are organizing bigger and bigger protests. And, I think the situation in terms of protesting, which is, a lack of social distancing at the same time, it's going to continue to get worse and worse. And I think it's better if Legault just considers throwing away the policy itself. I know Legault, he wants to be consistent. He wants to, maintain his integrity. But at the same time, when something's not working, I think it's better to just, throw it away, try something new. We don't lose anything by ending the curfew early. I think people would actually be pretty happy about that. But if we keep going with it, I foresee like a lot of unrest happening. And finally, those fines, like, I'm sorry, but I don't think anyone in the Quebec population is interested in those fines. Like, stop with those fines. Just get the police to send people home. Like, if anything, don't start giving people huge fines that make them even more financially insecure. It's just, I anyway, I'm if you noticed, I'm not crazy about the curfew. I don't think a lot of people are crazy about the curfew, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So yeah, other than that, I'm doing good. Like, I think, like, we started off in a crazy way. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how I'm feeling right now. When it comes to the Sam Miriello show, my goal right now is just to use this opportunity to encourage people to have a bit of political imagination. So if you don't know what political imagination is, basically it's when you think of like new ideas of new ways of doing things in the world, in our communities. And I think lately, when you look at social media, when you look at the current state of politics, like, what we're seeing is that we're kind of seeing like the same policies being repeated. We're being told that they won't work. We're being told that they won't get done. And it can really hurt someone's imagination to be told that they need to like stay realistic, they need to accept what's happening already. So in a way, I just want to use this show as an opportunity to inspire people, to get people to think about like what could be done better in the world. And I think through these interviews that I'll be having with people in the community, we'll be able to see the ideas that are already at work. There's so many amazing projects happening in our communities right now that we are not completely aware of. And I think it should be a focus of ours to focus more on these people who are trying these new ideas and seeing what they're doing, and then just seeing like if we can replicate it, if we can allow it to grow, if we can turn this into a real policy. Like that's just something that I would like to do with this show. So I hope you enjoy that, and let me know if you do. Yeah, and I think we just need more imagination in this community. I think we need to I need I don't want people to constantly just feel like there's nothing they can do. I think there's always better things that we can do. There's always better ways to serve our community. And yeah, that is the purpose of the show. I hope in the future we can have more opportunities like this, more opportunities to just discuss about ideas. I hope that, our politicians can become like a bit more creative. I hope that we can all take, more risks in the ideas that we want to have. And yeah, that's it. Like that's the vision that I have. I also just hope that whatever I showcase in this show, you really appreciate. And also, if you have anything that you would like me to showcase, please feel free to tell me. I would love to hear your ideas. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So I hope you enjoyed. This is the first. Well, no, this is not the first episode. It's more like the 0th episode. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Please give me your feedback. I know Lisa already gave me feedback, so I'm gonna look at that now. And yeah. Mm, I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for coming to this show. To those who are watching right now, I really appreciate it that you would see me on my big day. And yeah, I just hope you have an amazing Sunday. I hope you have an amazing week. And yeah, thank you for coming to the 0th episode of the Sam Miriello Show. Peace.